Chapter 6. SIYONNA is enslaved. After SIYONNA's mom died, her life changed drastically. She was now all alone. She had no one to cater for her. She missed school for many days, stayed inside the house, and cried until no tears were left. God, why me? How do you expect me to cope? What did I do for you to take my dad and mom? Help me, oh God. She asked God a battery of questions and pleaded with him at the same time. Life around SIYONNA in the Obiagu slum continued as though nothing tragic had happened to her. SIYONNA had to survive, so she tried to continue her mom's okpa business. She prepared okpa to sell, but it wasn't tasty like her mom's, so she had no returning customers. SIYONNA suffered more than ever before. She had very little food to eat and was very sad. Finally, a light came at the end of the tunnel. It seemed. Mama SIYONNA's brother, who was also SIYONNA's uncle, Mr. Chinedu, came after 1 week. He offered to take SIYONNA to Nsukka City to take care of her. SIYONNA, you are too young to live alone. You can't stay here in Obiagu all by yourself. You are barely 9 years old. Come with me to the city and I'll take care of you like my daughter. I am your uncle after all, Mr. Chinedu offered. But what about school? I have a school here and I also have a scholarship, SIYONNA said as she was reluctant to go with her uncle. Don't worry about that. You go to one of the best schools in Nsukka town, Mr. Chinedu promised. Really? I don't know, SIYONNA stated, thinking. Well, that's the only option you have now, isn't it? Mr. Chinedu asked her and patted her back. SIYONNA thought aloud. I can't live here in Obiagu. Besides, who will renew the rent of this place? Mr. Chinedu asked. I will treat you equally with my kids, and my wife would like to have you stay with us, Mr. Chinedu persuaded. Okay, uncle. Thanks so much. I'll go with you, but I will miss my school here in Obiagu. I hate to lose my scholarship that I worked very hard to secure. SIYONNA agreed sadly and reluctantly. SIYONNA packed the little clothes she had and also took her mom's wrapper with her. She left with her uncle and cried as she was leaving Obiagu slum. She kept looking back until she could no longer see the slum. When SIYONNA arrived at her uncle's house in Nsukka, she was surprised to see something different from the Obiagu slum she had known all her life. Her uncle's house was bigger and better than her father's house, and the surroundings were not as rough. Maybe I will live a better life here, SIYONNA thought to herself and thanked God silently. Her uncle's wife and kids didn't welcome her. They looked at her like she was dirt. Her uncle also changed when he got home. He no longer smiled at her. SIYONNA became scared and felt really bad. So you finally brought that girl home, the daughter of your dead sister. What would be the use of an orphan like her? SIYONNA overheard her uncle's wife talking to her uncle inside their bedroom. Azu, pay no attention to her. Just pretend that you now have a domestic help, my dear. SIYONNA heard her uncle Chinedu reply, and her heart skipped a beat. His wife's full name was Obilarayazu, which means someone with a hard or wicked heart. Uncle Chinedu called her Azu as a pet name. SIYONNA was shocked at what she heard. She was still thinking about it when her uncle's wife came inside the sitting room to finally address her. SIYONNA, or what's that your name? Her uncle's wife asked. Yes, ma, it's SIYONNA, ma. SIYONNA answered politely. Who asked you? Come on, go and drop your dirty bag at the back of the house, then wash all the clothes you find in the backyard, her uncle's wife ordered, which left SIYONNA more surprised. Their 2 children watched and giggled as their mom screamed at SIYONNA. 8-year-old Amadi was the first and only son of Uncle Chinedu and Auntie Azu. Amaka was 7 years old and she was the second child and the first and only daughter. Oh Lord. God, what did I get myself into? My uncle, Mr. Chinedu, tricked me. Jesus, please help your orphan child, SIYONNA.